So good morning, everybody. We are set up at camp. We've had some pancakes this morning. Beautiful morning. It's going to be hot today, but we are at Lake Ouachita, my favorite lake in the state. Beautiful lake. And I'm going to take Gideon out in the canoe for a few minutes. He just got a fishing pole for his birthday, so we're going to see if we can learn how to use it a little bit. And who knows, we might even catch fish this morning. We've got the ski boat. We're gonna go do some water skiing and tubing. We got family and friends down here this weekend, and we're just gonna have a good time on the lake. But I did bring the 1 ton because I've got to go pick up something later that's related to turning it into an off-road wrecker. So that's gonna be fun. Or at least I'm gonna go look at it, see if it's worth buying. Oh, I pulled the boat all the way down here with it. Sometimes I make questionable decisions. You wanna go fishing, Giddy? You gotta, when you go forward, you gotta let the button go. Oh, you let it go too early, so it went backwards instead. Okay, so reel it back in. We are puttering over towards the boat ramp. Got all our kayaks and the ski boat. Go see if we can launch this boat and go hit the lake. Good times. We've been at the lake we came down the day before yesterday. We've been at the lake a couple days just hanging out with friends and family, having fun. But I am leaving out. We're still camping. We'll be leaving out tomorrow sometime. But I am taking the truck. The whole reason I drove it down here is it's the only vehicle I had that could tow the boat and go pick up this bed that I'm going to look at. So I found a wrecker bed for this truck. I'm going to go look at it, see if it's worth buying. Hopefully it is. And we'll have a wrecker bed for this thing. So I got to run through some back roads and make my way over about an hour and check this thing out. Let me tell you, these old trucks, they don't ride real great. There's no air conditioning, so it's pretty hot. It's about 100 degrees today. I was going to get fuel back here, but they don't have any, so I got to go on down to the next town. And hopefully I make it. I have no idea how much I have. This truck has 2 fuel tanks, but only one of them is working. So I think it only holds about 20, maybe 25 gallons. I'm not really sure. And I pulled the boat all the way down here with this truck and I haven't put any gas in it. So we'll see if we make it. We might run out of gas. Well, I made it to the gas station, so we're not going to run out of gas now. At least not today. Go see if this wrecker bed's worth buying. about an hour drive back to camp, and then I'll show you this thing. Well, I seem to have an issue in the front end of this truck with this load on the back. I may have developed a slight death wobble at times. It seems to only be when I'm at like 20 miles an hour on a rough road and I hit a bump. Then it'll just send the whole front end shaking back and forth and make you think you're about to die. So I'm taking it easy. I'm on the highway. I'm taking it easy now. As of yet, I have not had it do it at all when on a smooth highway. Hopefully that is the case. If it does it once, I'm going to be driving real slow for a long time. But I'm just going to take it really easy because that ain't no fun. I had it do that one time with the boat when we were on a slow road and hit a bump in the road, and I thought maybe it was just a freak thing from hitting the bump in the road, but I've had it happen again now with this on here, so we're going to have to be careful and kind of take it easy. This thing is also way more top heavy because how tall this bed is sitting on top of this existing flatbed, so we got to take it pretty slow through all these curvy mountain roads anyway because it's a little top heavy. Wish I had my duals on the back, but they just won't fit. Well, my death wobble problem is really a problem. I looked around under the front end. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm guessing I've probably got a bad ball joint on the steering linkage. So it's going to be a long drive back. I think I'll be fine. I just got to go real slow. It's going to take a while. It's bad enough that I'm afraid to go over about 20-25 miles an hour. And I've got about 20 miles to get back to camp, where hopefully I can look into this and try to figure out a way to make this better before driving home. So it's going to take me about an hour to get back. And hopefully I don't break anything on the way. Well, I made it back. And there is the wrecker bed. So I believe this, if I'm not mistaken, this is a Holmes 440 wrecker boom setup. Manual crank, raise and lower the boom, it extends out. I don't know what the actual decking bed part is, but I should be able to either make all of this work or part of this. I mostly got this for the boom. That's a very well-known, classic, simple, easy to use boom setup. And it should work really well for what we're gonna do with it. But I'll figure out what is up with this truck because I've got to drive this thing home tomorrow with the boat behind it as well, and I can't go over about 30 miles an hour. So it's either going to be a really long trip or I've got to see if it's something that I might be able to figure out. So I'm going to do some research. I don't know much about these. Some of you probably do, but I don't know much about these front ends. But I've got a really bad wobble. I'm guessing it's a ball joint on the steering, or I guess it could be like a U-joint in the axle or something. I'm not exactly sure, but something on this front end, now that the weight's on the back and the front's probably lifted up a little bit, it is wreaking havoc. So gotta get that figured out sometime soon, hopefully, but if not, we'll go home really slow and make it work. But I'm excited. This bed is gonna be pretty cool. A lot of the parts and pieces we need to get this thing functional. Still need a lot more, but we're getting there. We are heading out from our weekend at the lake. We've had a good time, even though it's been hot. But I got the boat. Sarah's back there in the camper, and I've got the wrecker bed on this thing. So we have a load. Normally it's a 2-hour drive. With the issue in the front end and with this load, I'm gonna say minimum 3 hours. But we'll see how it does. But it's gonna take a while. Time to hit the road again. We stopped off here for a quick bathroom break, rest stop. We've had a lot of shaking in the truck. We're doing about 25 miles an hour. About all I can do without every time I hit a bump in the road, especially if I'm going faster than 25, front end starts to shake. So just taking our time. This is usually a 2-hour drive from where we're at on Ouachita to home. It's gonna be a 4-hour drive. for sure. But I'm gonna go drop this all off at my office, so that'll take a little bit out of that. So it's the longest drive home ever, but we're making it a little at a time. Well, we have made it home. We got a lot of work to do cleaning up. This is nothing. We made it home. Lots of jiggling and bouncing around on the truck. I made it through the second half of the trip, I don't think, without having any death wobble, by having smoother roads and taking it easy. Left it at the shop. We will be working on the truck to get that fixed very soon. And a lot of other things. We got that wrecker bed now. Gotta figure out how to get the thing off the truck. That's gonna be interesting. I don't have a way to lift that thing. But if you're wondering, this is what the aftermath of a trip looks like. Sort of. There's a lot of stuff. Of course, this was an abnormal trip. We had multiple families, friends, big trip, a lot of fun. We had a great time at the lake, but it was hot. But we'll be spending the next several days recovering, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's a good time, but glad to be home. And we'll be cleaning for a few days. So most trips aren't like this. They're not this crazy. It's a good shakedown run for the truck though. I know some things that need to be fixed, which I was expecting. You know, we ran, I don't know, 200 miles probably, loaded. So I expect some stuff to go wrong. So we figured out a couple things, and we'll start working on that and all the other stuff on the truck. So that's going to be one project. And we got this project still. We got lots of stuff to do on the camper and lots of adventures to go on. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.